20 years, yes. 2 whole decades since the world first stepped into the mist-covered, heart-stopping love story that changed a generation. The saga that turned vampires into heartthrobs, made forests romantic, and gave us a brood of pale, mysterious immortals who instantly became family. And now, as the Twilight universe returns to theaters through November 2nd, honoring 20 years of supernatural obsession, one member of that beloved coven is looking back. The one and only Peter Facinelli, our iconic vampire dad. Dr. Carlisle Cullen has returned to reflect on the legacy, the love, and yes, the hilarious chaos that still binds the cast together. And today, standing right at Universal Studios Hollywood during the Halloween celebrations, he's not just reminiscing. He's laughing, joking, teasing secrets, and reminding us exactly why fans still adore him. Because once you're part of the Cullen clan, you're family forever. And oh boy, did he prove it in the funniest way possible. Imagine this, a group chat, but not just any group chat. It's not labeled cast chat. It's not named Vampire Squad. No, the Twilight cast has a group text they simply call The Family. Yes, you heard that right. According to Peter Facinelli, the cast still stays connected, still checks in, still jokes with each other, nearly 2 decades after sparkling their way into cinema history. And honestly, that might be the most wholesome Hollywood thing we've heard all year. As Peter joins the segment, smiling and soaking in spooky season energy, he's instantly hit with the nostalgia of it all. The crowds, the laughter, the fangirls who grew into adults with kids of their own. "Thanks for having me," he says, humbled, warm, almost surprised that this vampire legacy refuses to fade. And when asked whether he still keeps in touch with the cast, he doesn't hesitate. "Oh, we have a whole chain, cause with the whole cast, we call it the family." Warp, and suddenly fans everywhere are screaming internally, because the Cullen family never died, it just went digital. And as we celebrate 20 years of Twilight, there's more to the story than just cast chats and movie returns. Peter also reflects on what this journey has meant personally, especially to his family. Back when he first donned that iconic blonde Carlisle hair, his daughters were way too young to understand what their dad had become overnight. He recalls walking through the door with platinum blonde vampire hair, expecting surprise and awe. But kids being kids, they barely blinked. I came home with blonde hair and I asked if they noticed anything different. They said, "Did you shave?" He laughs. It's a reminder that even when you're a supernatural parental icon on screen, real life has a funny way of keeping you grounded. But as years passed, his kids grew up and suddenly, boom, they realized the world had been in love with their dad this whole time. And that his role in Twilight wasn't just a cool costume, it was a moment in global pop culture history, a cinematic chapter that changed everything. Of course, Peter's life has evolved far beyond vampire covens and immortal romances. His real-life relationships have also become a reminder of maturity, healing, and humanity. Fans everywhere often look at him and Jennie Garth, his former wife, as examples of thoughtful co-parenting done right. When asked about that journey, you can see the sincerity in his voice. His message? Time heals, patience matters, and putting kids first is the secret no parenting manual can compete with. I think it's always positive when co-parents stay together in a way that's for the kids, he shares. A calm truth delivered with lived wisdom. Then we shift to his heart today, because love didn't disappear after the credits rolled. Peter proposed to Lilyanne Harrison in 2019, and while fans constantly wonder whether a big wedding is coming, Peter laughs it off. He already calls her his wife after all. It's a piece of paper and a party at this point, he jokes. And you can't help but smile, because the way he talks about her and his son, Jack, radiates warmth. "I'm very dedicated to her, my child," he says proudly. It's simple, grounded, and real, a beautiful contrast to the fantasy romance world he once lived on screen. But just when the conversation feels cozy and heart-filled, there's a playful twist. When teased about whether he secretly already got married without telling the public, he smirks. "Maybe. Vampires have secrets, right?" he teases, proving once again this man knows how to keep the fans screaming and laughing in equal measure. Yet today isn't just about nostalgia. It's also about growth, and Peter's newest chapter dives into darker territory, literally. His new film, Deadly Vows, releasing November 14th on digital and on demand, shows him in a role unlike the gentle father figure fans are used to. Inspired by true events, this project explores abuse, control, and the chilling reality many women face in relationships. It's intense, it's uncomfortable, it's important, and Peter took it on with a purpose, as a father of daughters, a brother, a man wanting to raise awareness. In his words, "At what point do you get out before it's too late?" It's a question that echoes long after the interview ends. Playing a darker character isn't about shock value to him. It's about starting conversations. Any kind of abuse toward women, doing a movie like this lets you show the signs, he explains. He approaches the role not to glorify harm, but to spread awareness, to show red flags, to spark discussion, to give people strength to walk away. Because sometimes art isn't just entertainment, it's a lifeline, a warning, a mirror. Between emotional reflections, hilarious family stories, vampire jokes, and real-world lessons, Peter Facinelli reminds us why Hollywood still loves him. He's charming, sincere, a little mischievous, and deeply committed to storytelling that matters. 20 years after Twilight first graced shelves and screens, fans still gather. They still quote the films, they still choose Team Edward or Team Jacob like it's a personality trait, and they still cherish Carlisle, not for his immortality but for his humanity. Because what made the Cullen family special wasn't their vampire abilities, it was their loyalty, their bond, their love, and now we know that bond never died. It lives in a group chat called The Family. It lives in moments like these, and it lives every time those films return to theaters and fans return to the magic all over again. The legacy of Twilight isn't just in box offices or book sales, it's in the millions of hearts it shaped. It's in teenagers who grew up believing love could be eternal. It's in parents now sharing the saga with their kids. And it's in stars like Peter Facinelli who still carry that spark with humor, gratitude, and affection. As the anniversary celebration continues, one thing is clear. Time doesn't dim legends. It makes them glow brighter. So whether you're walking through Universal Studios Hollywood, grabbing your ticket for the special theater run, or rewatching with popcorn at home, remember, the Cullens aren't gone. They're immortal. On screen and in spirit, and so 20 years later we look back and smile. The fandom lives. The cast still laughs together, and as Peter walks away from the cameras, a light breeze catches, almost like the whisper of a vampire running past. We're reminded of that feeling from long ago, that mysterious, magical, slightly dangerous spark that made us all fall in love with. A family of supernatural misfits. The story continues, the legacy strengthens, and the family remains forever.